Hold on to your bratwurst, folks, because things just got real in Germany. Volkswagen, the country's biggest car manufacturer and a symbol of German engineering prowess, is considering closing factories. And they're not talking about some small-time operation either. We're talking about plants that employ thousands of people, the lifeblood of entire communities. This bombshell announcement came with another gut punch. Volkswagen is tearing up its long-standing job security agreement with the powerful IG Metall union. This agreement, a sacred cow in German labor relations, has protected workers from layoffs for decades. Now it's gone, tossed aside like a faulty diesel engine. The news sent shockwaves through Germany. Politicians are scrambling, unions are fuming, and workers are left wondering if they'll have a job next year. It's a stark reminder that even giants like Volkswagen aren't immune to the winds of change sweeping through the global auto industry. This is about more than just cars, folks. This is about the future of Germany, the future of work, and the future of an industry grappling with unprecedented challenges. Buckle up, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. To understand Volkswagen's current woes, we need to rewind to 2015. That's when the world learned that Volkswagen, the company that touted its clean diesel cars, had been cheating on emissions tests. Remember Dieselgate? Yeah, that little scandal cost them billions in fines, lawsuits, and a whole lot of reputation damage. See, Volkswagen rigged millions of diesel cars with software to trick emissions tests. They thought they were being clever, but it backfired spectacularly. The scandal exposed a culture of corporate greed and deception, tarnishing the Made in Germany label. But the damage went beyond just reputation. Volkswagen had to shell out billions to fix the faulty cars, pay fines, and settle lawsuits. It was a financial earthquake, and the aftershocks are still being felt today. The Dieselgate scandal left Volkswagen financially wounded and technologically behind. While other car makers were investing heavily in electric vehicles, Volkswagen was busy trying to salvage its reputation and clean up its mess. It was a costly distraction, and one that they're still struggling to overcome. While Volkswagen was busy dealing with Dieselgate, a new player emerged on the global auto stage, China. And they weren't messing around. Chinese car makers, backed by massive government support, poured billions into developing electric vehicles. They weren't just playing catch-up, they were aiming to dominate the future of mobility. And dominate they did. China is now the world's largest EV market, with affordable and increasingly sophisticated electric cars flooding the market. These Chinese EVs aren't just cheap knockoffs either. They're packed with the latest technology, boasting impressive range, performance, and features. Volkswagen, once a global automotive powerhouse, now faces a formidable competitor breathing down its neck. These Chinese EV makers are hungry, agile, and they're coming for a piece of the pie. And as they expand beyond China's borders, they pose a direct threat to Volkswagen's market share in Europe and beyond. Here's another problem for Volkswagen. Europe, its home turf, hasn't exactly embraced electric vehicles with open arms. Sure, there are pockets of EV enthusiasm, but overall, adoption rates have been sluggish compared to China and the US. There are a few reasons for this. First, Europeans love their diesel cars. They are fuel efficient, powerful, and perfect for those long autobahn drives. Second, electric cars are still relatively expensive compared to their gasoline-powered counterparts. And third, the charging infrastructure in many parts of Europe is still lagging behind. This slow EV adoption in Europe is bad news for Volkswagen. They've bet big on electric vehicles, investing heavily in new models and battery technology. But if consumers aren't buying, all that investment could go to waste. It's like throwing a vegan sausage party and nobody shows up. So, Volkswagen is facing a perfect storm. The lingering effects of Dieselgate, fierce competition from Chinese EV makers, and sluggish EV adoption in Europe. It's enough to make any CEO reach for the antacids. To stay afloat in this turbulent sea, Volkswagen needs to cut costs and boost efficiency. And that's where those factory closures and the scrapped job security agreement come in. Volkswagen argues that it needs to streamline operations and reduce its workforce to compete in the cutthroat EV market. They claim that these measures, while painful, are necessary to secure the company's long-term future. But these cost-cutting measures come at a steep human cost. Thousands of workers, many of whom have dedicated their lives to building Volkswagen cars, now face an uncertain future. And the scrapping of the job security agreement has shattered the sense of stability that many German workers have come to expect. For decades, Volkswagen and IG Metall, the powerful German metalworkers union, have had a cozy relationship. The union, known for its strong bargaining power, has secured generous wages, benefits, and job security for its members. But that cozy relationship just went up in smoke. When Volkswagen announced it was scrapping the job security agreement, it was like throwing a Molotov cocktail into a fireworks factory. IG Metall, caught off guard and furious, vowed to fight tooth and nail to protect its members.
The agreement, a cornerstone of German labor relations, had been in place since 1990, guaranteeing workers' jobs even in tough times. It was a symbol of the social contract between labor and capital in Germany, a country known for its strong worker protections.
Now, with the agreement in tatters, the stage is set for a showdown between Volkswagen and IG Metall. The union, with its massive membership and political clout, won't go down without a fight. And Volkswagen, facing an existential crisis, is desperate to cut costs and restructure. It's a high-stakes game of chicken, and the outcome could have far-reaching consequences for the German economy. The news of potential factory closures and the scrapped job security agreement hit Volkswagen workers like a ton of bricks. Fear, anger, and uncertainty grip the factory floors as workers grapple with the possibility of losing their livelihoods.
For many of us, Volkswagen isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Generations of families have earned a good living building Volkswagen cars, taking pride in their craftsmanship and the company's legacy. Now that legacy feels tarnished, replaced by a sense of betrayal and anxiety.
Protests have erupted at Volkswagen plants across Germany, with workers demanding job security and a fair deal. They argue that they've been loyal to Volkswagen even through difficult times like Dieselgate, and that the company is turning its back on them just when they need support. The anger is palpable, the fear is real, and the stakes couldn't be higher. For these workers, it's not just about a paycheck, it's about dignity, respect, and the future of their communities. The Volkswagen crisis has exposed the vulnerabilities of the German economic model, one heavily reliant on manufacturing and exports. As the global auto industry undergoes a seismic shift towards electrification, Germany, once a beacon of industrial might, faces an uncertain future. They fear a domino effect, with job losses at Volkswagen rippling through the supply chain, hitting parts suppliers, dealerships, and other businesses. The German government, already grappling with a slowing economy and rising inflation, is under intense pressure to intervene. But with limited options and a complex web of interests to navigate, finding a solution that satisfies everyone seems like a tall order. The turmoil at Volkswagen is sending shockwaves through the German economy. As the country's largest private employer, Volkswagen's woes have implications far beyond its factory gates. The potential for mass layoffs in the automotive sector, a pillar of the German economy, has sent a chill down the spines of policymakers and economists. So, what does the future hold for Volkswagen? Can this automotive giant, weighed down by scandal, competition, and internal strife, navigate the treacherous waters of the electric revolution? The answer, like most things in life, is complicated.
Volkswagen has the resources, the engineering prowess, and the global reach to remain a major player in the auto industry. They've made significant strides in electric vehicle technology, with new models like the ID.4 garnering praise for their range and performance. But success in the EV era will require more than just building good cars. Volkswagen needs to regain the trust of consumers, adapt to changing market dynamics, and navigate the complex politics of labor relations.
They need to become leaner, more agile, and more responsive to the demands of a rapidly evolving industry. The road ahead is paved with challenges, but Volkswagen has a history of resilience and innovation. Whether they can summon that same spirit to overcome this latest crisis remains to be seen. The Volkswagen saga is a microcosm of the larger forces reshaping the global auto industry. The transition to electric vehicles, driven by climate concerns, technological advancements, and shifting consumer preferences, is upending traditional business models and creating both opportunities and challenges. Established automakers like Volkswagen are under immense pressure to adapt, while nimble startups are emerging, unburdened by legacy costs and fueled by Silicon Valley swagger. The race to dominate the electric future is on, and the rules of the game are being rewritten. This transformation will have profound implications for workers, communities, and entire nations. The jobs of the future will require different skills, and governments will need to invest in retraining programs and infrastructure to support the transition to a more sustainable transportation system. The Volkswagen crisis is a stark reminder that the road to a cleaner, more electric future will be bumpy, with winners and losers along the way. The decisions made today by governments, businesses, and individuals will shape the automotive landscape for generations to come.